Welcome to Sort of Off Topic. This is my beautiful and talented and very smart friend named Max, and you better fucking respect her.
And this is Janey, my non-romantic life partner, who I would kill or die for 1,000 times over. And if you can't respect her, then you can't respect me. And if you can't respect me, you better get ready for a knuckle sandwich, baby.
Hello, and welcome
To Sort of Off Topic.
Off Topic, you say? What's that?
Well, it's a spin-off podcast that we do every year, and we talk about things that we're interested in. We don't do fairy tales and folk tales like usual. We just talk about something.
Something that we're interested in. And I'm Janey.
And I'm Max.
And this is a sort of off topic.
And I'm Janey.
And I'm Max. That's not true. If you're just tuning in, I'm Janey and that's Max. Full disclosure, I have a fever of 99.6. I guess that's a low-grade fever. There's going to be people that are like, it's not a fever.
Wow.
You fucking wimp.
Hey, guys.
This isn't for children. And also, I'm sick.
Let's not gatekeep being
Fevers.
sick. How about that? Let's not be men about it.
Let's not be men about it. So that's just, I'm going to be doing the off topic today, and I'm so excited. But I'm a little feeved up, so it's going to be interesting.
Ooh, gonna get feeved up.
Now, don't worry. If you're like, I can't listen to a podcast run by a sick person. Ew. We actually have a whole back catalog of bonus episodes you can listen to, and I'm so healthy in those, and so is
Some
Max.
of them.
And actually, I'm sick for like 90% of what we do in our daily lives. I'm a teacher, and children are gross. I love them, but they're gross.
Janey's a sickly waif.
Ooh. I'm gonna put that on my resume.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if you want to hear a podcast from not sick people, you can by joining our Patreon. Max, tell them how to do it.
Sure. So you can listen to the regular podcast for free on any of your podcast streaming mediums of your choice, and that's where we tell fairy tales and folk tales and mythology, our regular Sort of the Story episodes. If you want more episodes like Sort of the Story, you can join our Patreon for $7 a month. You get a full-length bonus episode. You also get access to our Discord. If that $7 is too much for you, then $3 a month gets you access to the Discord, and you can come and hang out with us. It's just a fun space that we can hang out with our listeners, and it's really good and great.
Everyone there is fucking phenomenal. They're very supportive, and they're funny, and they're smarter than us, and I love them, so go be friends with them.
Yeah, it's a really cool, fun little community. We also just started a selfies channel where you post selfies and everyone gives you compliments.
Where you post selfies, and Max gives you 1,000,000 compliments. It's actually one of the most wholesome things you've ever done, Max. People are like, can we pay you $1 to compliment us? And Max is already typing the compliments, and she's like, no need. It's really sweet.
Sorry, every single one of our listeners is hot, so...
oh, yeah. So you're in good company.
Yeah.
Yeah, hottie. Max, that was fantastic. I think
you.
the best one yet.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so since this is an off topic, I think that we should just jump into it because I'm excited.
And you're going first.
And I'm going to
only.
I'm going to be the only one talking today.
Yeah. I'm going to be quiet the whole time.
Okay.
But I'll still be here.
Let's take a mini break. Or maybe I'll play the end of the theme song that's just like...
Oh, yeah, our sick little riff.
I love it so much.
I love our...
Makes me wish that we played the electric guitar.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're going to hear that, and then I'll start my story. So there's no need to panic. We're not going away forever. Okay. Okay. Okay, Max.
Okay, Janey.
So right now, we are still in the summer. It's August when we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just finishing up the Olympics.
It's also 79 degrees inside of our house.
That's true. So I'm like 99.6 degrees on the inside of my body, and it's 79 degrees. It's 80 degrees now. And it's 80 degrees inside of our house.
Ugh.
So we're not doing great over here.
Just to reiterate, it's August in Georgia.
Yeah, it's real bad. So we are just finishing up as a world the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun. What do you think of the Olympics, Max? The Summer Olympics? Yeah, what's your favorite event?
Of the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Winter Olympics girl, to be honest, but...
Yeah, you like the sexy ice skaters?
I like all of the skaters. I like the speed skaters, the figure skaters, the doubles.
Max used to ice skate.
I used to ice skate.
I was afraid. I went ice skating once at a birthday party, and I fell down one time and realized how easy it would be to just fall back and, like, impale myself on the back of my little ice skating shoe. And I was like, never again.
That's why the first thing they teach you is how to fall. Because
they didn't teach me that because I was at a birthday party.
Oh, they should have.
Isn't that wild? They don't do any sort. It's like a skating rink. They don't do any sort of instruction. They just send little kids out there in their skates.
That's insane. Hey guys, if you're ever ice skating and nobody teaches you how to fall, you kick your feet out in front of you and you land on your ass.
Ow. So no.
you like throw yourself backwards. If you feel yourself falling over, don't go forwards. Try and sit down, basically.
Yeah.
And push your feet out in front of you.
It's so dangerous. I also, Savannah and I, my sister and I used to watch the ice skaters, and whenever they would put their legs up really far behind them, like do the back kick and then put them all the way up, both of us would be like, how do they not impale their heads with their skates?
Very seriously, how do they not do that?
How do they not do that? Anyway, so that being said, very stressful. The worst event, I think we can all agree, are the divers. Diving is so scary. They do the backward flips. How do they not smack their heads on the diving board on the way down?
I don't know. And also, how is the point to make the smallest splash? That's stupid.
They fall.
They should have a cannonball event where the point is to make the biggest splash.
Honestly, new event.
Honestly.
There are a bunch of guys, I swear I'm going to get into my off topic soon.
What's your favorite summer event?
Basic bitch. I like the gymnastics. I like men and
gymnastics
women's.
Is one of the most...
I like men and women's gymnastics. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, I like fencing, but I think that's both, right?
I mean, I don't know. What I didn't know that they had in the Olympics is speed walking. Have you seen the speed walkers? Yes. Oh my God. They look like...
I haven't seen them this year, but I've seen them in the past. It's the wildest.
They look like a group of flamingos because they're all really close and they're wiggling their little bodies and it's wild. Did you know that they have break dancing in the Olympics?
I didn't.
Max, this isn't my off topic, but I am going to
We're just going to talk about the Olympics.
I know. I have to show you the Australian break dancer because this fucking killed me. Hold on.
I've really been enjoying the shooting sports this year.
Oh, the shooters are fit. I just saw her again.
Who?
Oh, the Australian break dancer.
I don't understand shooting as a sport, but I've been enjoying the people who are participating in it this year.
We've got some fucking cool ass people this year.
Is this
She's
good?
competing.
Is this good?
No. Everybody's making fun of her.
What does it look like when it's good?
I don't know because I've only seen her. It's this. Anyway, Olympic breakdancing shouldn't be a sport. That was something that should have died in the 80s. But I'm no better than a man. So telling women.
What does that mean?
Oh, because men love to go on and say that women doing stuff shouldn't be a sport in the Olympics.
I just think nobody should be breakdancing in the year of our Lord
2024.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also think speed walking shouldn't be in the Olympics. There are a lot of things that I feel like shouldn't be in the Olympics.
The silly shit.
Yeah. Honestly, shooting shouldn't be in the Olympics.
I can kind of see that. I mean, it's like an offshoot of archery, right? Like, okay. Anyway.
Regardless.
So.
Yes.
Today, I want to talk about the worst Olympics. Specifically, the worst Olympic event ever in the history of the Olympics. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
It's the 1904 Olympic Marathon.
Yes. I've heard tales. I'm so excited.
It's one of my favorite things ever. I was going to do, what I wanted to end my off-topic season with was a list of everybody that Warren Beatty has ever fucked.
Sure.
But then I realized that was a little niche. Warren Beatty was so hot at one point. I would have fucking climbed that mountain. No clamps.
I have to Google something really quickly.
What Warren Beatty looks like, because he was gorgeous. Type in young Warren Beatty. By the way, he's fucked like 11,000 women.
Jesus.
Not actually.
Not for me. Not for me.
No, young.
No,
Show
I'm
me the
looking
picture.
at him young.
He's got like long eyelashes. This isn't my off topic. Beautiful boy.
He looks like the Fresca to Marlon Brando's Mexican Coke.
Kind of. I will say, the reason why I didn't go with that one, because it wasn't he
and dated, also, who knows?
Well, he dated young Madonna. He dated Cher. He dated basically Joan Collins. I mean, everybody that you could think of that was a beautiful actress at the time, he at one point dated. And they talked about how much sex they had to have with him to keep him interested and how many affairs he was having. Yes. The problem is he ended up marrying, I believe, Annette Bening. This isn't my off topic. He ended up marrying like Annette Bening, and then he just celebrated like 34 years with her, whatever. And he made a comment, and this is what stopped me from doing that, because I was like, this would be kind of fun. And then I realized not only is it clickbaity and it's not any of my business who people are fucking, even though it is fun and I think it's funny to do to men. That being said, he had a comment that I actually really agreed with, where he was like, I had a reputation for being a playboy. That's what they called me in every single thing. They tracked me down. They harassed me. They harassed the women that I was seeing. And I think that's an unfair, first of all, I think that's an unfair thing to call me, because I've only been married to one woman and it's 34 years in and we're very happy. But also because it's nobody's business. And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, Warren B. Sorry about that. And cross that off my off topics. So I had to admit, not a good off topic to do, but very fun to research personally.
So Google it, but we're not going to do an episode about it.
Instead, we're going to talk about the 1904 Olympic Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
So the 1904 St. Louis Olympics was the first time the United States hosted the Olympic Games. Okay? This has been described as many things. Unbelievable. Weird. Racist. Just to briefly touch on that last word. We're going to start out with addressing that last one. The head of the physical culture department of the World's Fair was a man named James E. Sullivan. Remember that name. His name is Sullivan, and we hate him.
Okay.
He wanted to host the Olympics for one main reason. Quote, to showcase white American excellence. End quote. To help him accomplish this goal, he also held something called Anthropology Days, which was a 2-day mini-Olympics where non-white performers were taken out of their, quote, living anthropology displays that were at the World's Fair, and they were made to compete in sports that they'd never played before.
Jesus. Watch Get Out.
The St. Louis Dispatch called the event Barbarians Meet in Athletic Games.
Oh my God.
Okay. So that's just, we hate Sullivan. This is what he was doing. This is why he wanted to host the Olympic Games. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, so we're here to talk about the 1904 Olympic Marathon specifically, because every time they have an Olympics, they have a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
On August 30th, 1904, at precisely 3:03 p.m., quote, David R. Francis, president of the Louisiana Purchase Exposition, fired the starting pistol, and the men were off. End quote. Mm-hmm. There were 32 runners, which is honestly, I think, pretty small for a marathon.
Yeah. I don't know how big it was back then, but it would be small for now.
Yeah. The Boston Marathon had been going on for a while. A couple of the people that were in this marathon were winners of the Boston Marathon. It just feels like there weren't a lot of people. Okay.
The Olympics also haven't always been as big as they are now.
That's true.
A lot of it was like unity post-World War II that we were trying to be like, we're a global community and everything like that. So a lot of it was like republicized in the middle of the 20th century. Yeah. So, but yes.
Well, let's talk about some of these runners. One was Thomas Hicks. He's an experienced marathon runner, and according to Runner's World and no other source, but I'm really hoping this is true, he was also a professional clown.
Oh.
Another was named...
More like Thomas Hicks.
Thomas Hicks.
Yep.
Another was Fred Lortz, an American bricklayer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did he lay some bricks on the track?
Yeah, he pooped everywhere.
A lot of marathon runners do it. I don't know.
Some people of color. There was one Native American man named Frank Pierce. He was also the first Native American man to be in, maybe not in the Olympics, but in the marathon for sure. He was from the Seneca Nation. There were 2 men from South Africa's Tswana tribe. Oh, by the way, I'm very sorry about my pronunciations here. Mm-hmm. Their names were Len Tuanyane and Jan Mashiani. They were the first Black Africans to compete in the Olympics, and the last from South Africa until apartheid ended 86 years later.
Oof.
I know. The 2 men were in St. Louis already because they had performed in the World's Fair Boer War exhibition. Jan Mashiani wasn't wearing any shoes during the race.
Good Lord.
I know. By the way, newspapers were like, neither of them had shoes. Isn't that exotic? And then there's literally a picture of both of them, and only Jan isn't wearing shoes.
What?
I know. They just fucking lied. Len was wearing shoes.
It kind of seems like they just didn't give him, like, it didn't seem like they planned it or anything. It just kind of seems like they didn't give him shoes and didn't tell him to bring shoes or
to
something.
To be honest,
like,
he might not have wanted them.
Yeah,
it feels like a personal preference. I don't know. Also running was a 5'1" Cuban man named Felix Carvajal. Basically, all the rest of the runners were white men representing the U.S.
Sure.
So a little bit about Carvajal. Carvajal had raised money to come to the Olympics that year by racing around Cuba, like literally around all of Cuba. But once he had reached New Orleans, which was his layover to get to St. Louis, he had gambled away all of his funds that night. And so after that, he had been forced to hitchhike all the way to St. Louis. And he arrived at the games literally just as the race was about to win. He was wearing a long sleeve shirt, long pants, heavy shoes, and he had a very thick and luxurious mustache. And apparently somebody nearby watched him. He was the only one just in street clothes, and he was just looking around like, whew, I almost didn't make it. And somebody nearby was like, it's August in St. Louis. You need shorts, buddy. And so they took scissors and they like cut his pants at the knees, and they were like, there we go, now they're shorts. And he was wearing long stockings underneath, so they went up over his knees. They were like, why are you dressed like this? I couldn't find this anywhere, but I feel like when I heard this story before, which Georgia covered specifically Felix Carvajal on My Favorite Murder, but I listened to that years ago. But I feel like I remember her saying that he kept his pant legs because those were his only pants. And he was like, what if I have to go someplace fancy?
You just have to sew them back on.
Gotta put them back on.
The first zip-off cargo pants, yeah.
But I don't know if that's true, but I do think that's a really funny image. Out of the 32 men that started the race, only 14 finished it. Mm-hmm. These are their stories. Dun dun. The temperature was in the low 90s with high humidity.
Relatable.
The 24.85-mile course was described as, quote, the most difficult a human being was ever asked to run over. And the roads were inches deep in dust.
Is this... No, it's not. This is a different guy from that guy that you... I begged you not to tell me every detail of the story, and then you did anyways. The guy who scrambled up a bat and ate it.
Yeah, he like slurped up a bat. That was also from My Favorite Murder.
Okay.
They really like
I feel like that marathon was worse.
That was a really bad one. They didn't know where it was from. This one was, in a lot of ways, considered worse. There were 7 hills along the course, between 100 and 300 feet high. Many of them just had sharp inclines, and then some of them just had really, really, like, tortuously gradual inclines. The roads were cracked, and broken stones were strewn across parts of the course.
On purpose?
No, just because.
Oh, just, it's St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah. Quote, the men had to constantly dodge crosstown traffic, delivery wagons, railroad trains, trolley cars, and people walking their dogs.
They didn't...
No.
Oh, no. They didn't block off any of the roads or anything?
Several of the men had teams, including doctors, driving alongside of them in case they needed help. And there were also several news cars and people on horseback running next to them. And all this did was kick up a bunch of dirt, which sent the runners into coughing fits constantly. God. Okay, speaking of thirsty. At this time in the world, lots of researchers were trying to determine whether purposeful dehydration was good, actually. So James Sullivan, the man we hate, the chief organizer of the games, he only put 1 freshwater station on the path, 12 miles from the start of the race.
Oh my God.
Today,
oh my God.
By the way, I looked it up today. It's kind of standard to have them every 2 to 3 miles have a freshwater station. And also, the freshwater station was a well.
Oh my God. Also, listen, I'm not an athletic person.
What?
I know. A shock to our listeners. I'm not a big
we're not sporty
runner.
spices.
No, well, you are, but
I'm not a sporty
not
spice.
because of your sports. I've explained this before. I won't re-justify this. But I'm not a particularly athletic person. I have never run more than 1 mile at a time.
Yeah.
Like on actual turf, I don't think.
Yeah.
And that was like for the presidential fitness exam.
Yeah.
The idea of only having a water station every 2 or 3 miles, even now, is bonkers
and
to me.
In 90-degree heat.
In 90-degree
humidity.
heat. No, that's crazy.
And for the Olympics.
And for the Olympic marathon.
Even though fewer than half of his marathoners ended up finishing this race, Sullivan wrote a book in 1909 called Marathon Running, where he wrote this piece of advice.
Sure.
Quote, don't get into the habit of drinking and eating in a marathon race. Some prominent runners do, but it is not beneficial. End quote.
Sorry, did James Sullivan, was he in the race?
No.
Oh, so to clarify, he's never done a marathon?
No.
No, he just set one up and it was really bad, and so now he gets to give people advice about it.
And yeah, he gets to write a book about it and say that actually it was good.
Actually, it was good, and everyone else who did it differently and better is wrong, is what he's saying, just to be clear.
William Garcia of California.
I want to go back in time and make him run that marathon.
I would love to force him to run a couple marathons.
No, his marathon specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. He should.
Alone. And then I want a high definition video camera to film him doing it. And I want to install a TV on his face that plays it every time he talks for the rest of his life.
Yeah. That'd be really
Just
good.
himself trying to do the marathon that he designed.
That's a really good bad place for him.
Yeah.
William Garcia of California was almost the first casualty of the games. He collapsed. Casualty. Like he almost died during these games.
Okay. Was almost the first casualty?
That's how they said it. Nobody died during these games. Okay. I know. But the way that it's said in almost every single... I know. The way that it's said in almost every single article, which I think a lot of the articles pulled from each other. Mm-hmm. I got one from Smithsonian. I got one from Runner's World. I got like a couple from other places. But the way that it is described is that he was almost the first casualty, but I don't think anybody died during this race.
Yeah, maybe like the first casualty of the race, like the first person to
That's how I interpreted it, but he wasn't the first person to drop out, so I don't know. He collapsed 8 miles from the finish of the race. He had apparently breathed in so much dust that it had coated his esophagus, ripped his stomach lining, and he had begun hemorrhaging and coughing up blood. Jeez. And they said that if they had waited an hour longer, he would have died. And I'm like, I'm surprised he didn't die.
Yeah.
From just coughing up blood. Another American gave up when he started vomiting heavily on the road. He couldn't continue. So those are 2 Americans out for the count.
Yes.
Len Twanyane, one of the South African runners, was chased a mile off course by a wild dog.
What?
During the Olympics. Meanwhile, Carvajal...
Just him?
Just him.
Jesus.
Pointed. Meanwhile, Carvajal, the little Cuban runner with the bad shoes and cut-up jean shorts, he was making really good time, even though he kept stopping to chat with spectators.
I love him. I want him to win.
At one point, the St. Louis Dispatch's car passed him, and they described him as, quote, still running at an even gait, and he waved his cap and yelled enthusiastically. Carvajal was apparently having a great time. Everyone else is like dying and hemorrhaging on the road, and he's like, what a beautiful day to be doing what I love best. At one point in the race, Carvajal passed some people eating peaches, and he was like, hey, can I have a peach? And they were like, no. And he's like, ha, 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 ha. And then he grabbed 2 and he ran off laughing maniacally. He just ate peaches as he ran. Can I have a peach? No?
Counterpoint. No to your no.
What?
My.
A little scamp.
I love him.
Further on down the path, he passed an apple orchard. He decided to jump the fence and stop and eat some apples. At this point, you do have to remember, he had still been hitchhiking from New Orleans literally the night before. So he might not have eaten anything yet. Mm-hmm. So I think he's just hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm worried about him.
The apples were apparently rotten, and they gave him severe stomach cramps.
Sure.
So he ended up lying down in the apple orchard and taking a little nap, like a character from a fairy tale.
Sure.
Anyway, that's Carvajal. Now he's sleeping in an apple orchard. He's sleeping in an apple orchard.
Yeah, all right.
He ate a bunch of rotten apples, and he also stole from people. Meanwhile, Sam Mellor, who was in the lead for some time, okay, he was doing really good, he got confused because the path wasn't properly marked, and he started to think that he was going the wrong way. He was like, I'm not seeing anybody. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, they're all dying behind him. So he ended up turning around and running backwards on the path. And then once he figured out where he was, he ran forward again and was like, this is the same path. And then he got so confused. But he ended up tiring himself out, and he gave himself such bad cramps that he had to quit the race.
Aw.
I know. Fred Lortz, the bricklayer, gave up running altogether. He was like, I have cramps. This sucks. It's hot.
I'm never doing this again. And he never did.
He ended up jumping in the back of someone's car, and he waved at people as he passed them. Thomas Hicks, our clown, Thomas Hicks, an experienced marathon runner from the U.S., began having trouble at around the 10-mile mark. He stopped to get some help from his 2-man support crew. He begged them for some water, and they refused. Instead, quote, sponging out his mouth with warm distilled water so his body would think he was hydrated, but he wouldn't actually get any gross water in it. About 7 miles from the finish line, he started having trouble again, or still, but more noticeably.
Yeah,
And since there were no rules about using performance-enhancing drugs yet, his Trude decided to give him a little boost in the form of strychnine and egg whites.
What?
This is the first reported use of performance-enhancing drugs in the Olympics, and it's strychnine. The Smithsonian would like everyone to know that, quote, today, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention describes strychnine as a strong poison that is used primarily as a pesticide, particularly to kill rats.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it also, it's like, what are the effects of strychnine? I feel like I've heard this. Like, it's like you get really, like,
Dead.
It's almost like, well, yeah, but I feel like it's one of those ones that makes you, like, super energetic for a little while.
Yeah,
so I guess
in
that would make
small
sense.
doses, it is used as a, like, an energy boost.
Yeah.
It's probably, in large doses, would probably make your heart explode.
Probably.
That's just my scientific and medical
It's like
opinion.
yeah, cocaine for rats.
It's cocaine for rats. Another quote, Hicks's team also carried a flask of French brandy, but decided to withhold it until they could gauge the runner's condition. They're like, wait until he's ready for brandy.
Not until, like, after the race, but just until, like, he really needs it partway through this marathon.
Yeah. Lawrence the bricklayer ended up racing across the finish line on foot in a remarkable time of 3 hours and 13 minutes. The crowd went wild. America's sweetheart, Alice Roosevelt, was just about to crown him the winner when people realized he had rode 11 miles in a car. He ended up laughing it off and saying, I was just joking. Just a joke.
Just joshing, guys.
I was funning you. I wasn't going to actually accept that.
We have to mention Emily Spinach.
You gotta.
Alice Roosevelt mentioned, we gotta say, Alice Roosevelt had a pet snake named Emily Spinach.
She kept it in her purse. And also Roosevelt said, I can either control the country or Alice. I can't do both. People were like, you need to get your bad daughter in check. And he's like, okay, but I'm also running a country. You have to pick one. Do I tell Alice what to do or do I fix the country? And she was also really outspoken against how he was dealing with, like, I think the Great Depression. She was like, hi, you're doing this badly. That's everything you're doing is stupid and hurting people. And he was like, you're my daughter. You have to stop telling the media that I'm stupid and hurting people.
Just as a homework assignment for you guys, about once a week for the rest of your life, I want you guys to think about Emily Spinach.
Yeah, just think about her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hearing that Lortz had won the race, Hicks began fading fast. He was pale and limp. He had dead eyes and white lips. However, upon hearing that Lortz had been disqualified, he perked up, kind of, and he forced himself to trot.
Sounds like a good time for that brandy.
Seeing he was fading fast, they gave him more strychnine and egg whites. And finally, they decided to hydrate him by giving him the brandy to wash down all the poison.
No!
Then they poured warm water all over his head and body, which appeared to revive him.
This sounds like something that you would do to someone that you hate.
It really does.
It's... Oh, boy.
Charles Lucas, one of the race officials, said this about Hicks, quote, his eyes were dull, lusterless. The ashen color of his face and skin had deepened. His arms appeared as weights well tied down. He could scarcely lift his legs, while his knees were almost stiff. You like my old-timey 1904 voice? Yeah. This is when the hallucinations began. Hicks became convinced that the finish line was still 20 miles away. He begged for food. No. He begged to lie down for a bit. No. He begged for something to drink. Fine, but it's brandy and more strychnine. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch said, quote, his lower jaw was hanging as an imbecility. His eyes stared blankly, but his pitiful expression didn't change. So he just had like a frozen expression of its despair.
Everybody's really dunking on Hicks. Everybody's like, he looked like shit.
It was a fucking zombie.
Just everybody's like, yeah, the race was really bad. Hicks, though, you should have seen him. He was, God, just farting the whole time.
To be fair, he had drank so much rat poison and egg whites.
Why did they give him egg whites?
Protein, Max, protein. You got to get them gains.
You're not supposed to have protein while you work out. That's like an established thing, I think. You're supposed to...
It wasn't established back... You're also not supposed to drink rat poison.
Sure.
And you shouldn't drink brandy instead of water.
I think you're supposed to have protein after you work out because it helps with muscle recovery. If you need an energy boost while you're working out, you're supposed to have something with fat in it. Yeah, like high fat, like a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, delicious.
Not
raw egg whites during a marathon.
No. Also, the only reason I can think of another thing about me being not athletic is that I know a lot of people use egg whites for like omelets and stuff like that because it's like a, whatever. The only thing I've ever used egg whites for is meringues and also cocktails.
Yeah.
And they're always like really frothy. Can you imagine drinking frothy egg whites while you are running and like on the brink of death?
I can't stress enough how he is on the brink of death. I
would throw up for 100 years.
I'm going to guess he did throw up a lot. That's probably why they kept having to give him more rat poison.
Yeah, they were like, God, you threw it all up. We just gotta refill the tank.
Like, this isn't good for you. So Hicks ended up being carried by his trainers over the finish line. His feet were barely moving back and forth. But eventually, he was declared the winner.
Oh, no.
He won the race. Of course, Sullivan and the rest of the nuts claimed the race was an example of how superior white people were to people of color. Charles J.P. Lucas, a physician and writer who had been driving with Hicks's team, who I believe was the person that was like, he was the person that was like, his eyes were dull and lusterless.
Yeah, the guy with the voice.
That same guy. He was a doctor. He wrote in his, oh my God, Runner's World. Everyone who writes for Runner's World is hot and hilarious. That's all I want to say about them.
Okay.
I don't know what they look like, but I'm going to say they're all fucking hot and they're all dunking on these fucking race officials. They said, he wrote in his, quote, blandly titled book, The Olympic Games 1904,
sure,
that the marathon established, quote, the stamina of the Caucasian race and the superior distance running powers.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he won, so that means white people are better. Runner's World would like you to know that, quote, his book did not mention that while Twanyane and Mashiani finished 9th and 12th, their white South African teammate Bertie Harris never made it back to Francis Field. Damn! Also, Twanyane was chased by a dog for a mile. Chased off track. It didn't make him faster.
A mile off track and then had to go a mile to get back,
it sounds like. And he still finished 9th place.
Jesus.
In a truly incredible turn of events, our fairy tale friend Felix Carvajal ended up waking up from his hurt tummy nap, and he placed 4th in the race. This motherfucker took a nap. Okay, he stuck around the U.S. for a few more months. He ran a few races, and he was profiled in multiple newspapers. He was very famous for a while. And more on him, because the story is wild, so I'm going to take a brief break from the marathon. In 1906, there was something called the Intercalated Games, which was a failed attempt at holding an Olympics every 4 years in Athens between the other Olympics. It didn't work, obviously, but they tried it. And everyone had decided Carvajal was a favorite to win the marathon there. So, like, the Cuban government paid for him to go compete in Athens. But the race started without him. In fact, no one could track him down at all. They knew he had arrived in Italy on a steamer a few weeks before the games, but then he disappeared, and then people started coming forward and saying, like, yeah, he was robbed and killed. He was, like, holding a bunch of money and bragging about it and gambling a bunch.
And then falling asleep in apple orchards.
Yeah, and then he was fucking murdered and dumped in the ocean. I'm really sorry. Then, in early 1907, a Spanish ship docked in Cuba, and a little man with a big mustache marched up to customs with paperwork claiming he was Felix de la Caridad Carvajal y Soto. He had a glorious mustache and no luggage. As soon as the agent let him go, he took off running, and the agent's like, oh, so that is Felix Carvajal.
That's the thing I know that he does.
He had no luggage with him. He just walked off. They said he looked worse for wear.
Sure.
So he took off running. He ran all the way to a friend's house in Havana, where he was given a meal and a place to stay for the next few days.
Sure.
That March, he raced a professional runner from the U.S. named Henry W. Shelton, who ended up quitting when Carvajal had finished 40 miles and showed no signs of stopping. The headlines in the U.S. said, Cuban marathon runner Carvajal comes to life, because everybody thought he was fucking dead.
Oh my God.
Despite everyone writing about how after almost dying from eating bad apples and still coming in fourth in the 1904 marathon, and then disappearing for nearly a year, no one asked where he had gone.
No one asked?
We don't know because journalists weren't interested in what was happening in between.
What?
Fucking Felix Carvajal. Little hero.
The hell? That is a... That... Whew.
I think it's a good time to show you.
Please. Picture of him? Please. Please.
Okay. So the bottom two pictures are Felix Carvajal.
Oh my God. He's perfect.
He's the tiniest.
In every
he's
way.
So straight. Like, he's just narrow and tiny.
Yeah, he's like very slim and tall. He's got a really long neck.
He's not tall. He's 5'1".
He's very slim and small, and he's got a really long neck and the biggest handlebar mustache and an expression that speaks of sorrow and determination.
See, I think he looks like an orange cat who only has one brain cell.
That also. I also think this about Leaf, is whenever Leaf is not making a face, he is making a face that is like, I have suffered for lifetimes. But then he opens his mouth and he's like, ah! And you're like, oh, you're just a stupid little idiot baby.
I just think there's literally only one thought in that man's mind, and it is, run. Run.
Two thoughts.
Apples.
Fruit.
Fruit. Hungry. And this is him running, which I think is funny. It's just him running alone on like across a dirt railroad track. And
he looks very fancy.
There's a man in a suit standing nearby with his hands on his hips like, Felix.
Look at that guy go.
Up at the top, this is the two South African runners, Tanyane and Mashiane. And you can see Mashiane isn't wearing shoes. Tanyane is, so everybody fucking lied.
Yep.
And then this is Hicks being carried across the finish line by his two handlers.
Oh my God. Oh, he looks awful.
Yeah, they're weekend at Bernieing him for sure.
Yeah, he looks like a cadaver. Honestly, like his face is completely like hollow. His cheeks are just like his mouth is hanging open. Also, though, his friend on the left-hand side is wearing a 3-piece suit and carrying it also in August in Missouri. I know that he's not running, but like, goddamn.
Everybody who's not running is wearing a 3-piece suit and hats. It's wild.
Insane.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Psycho shit. Okay, back to the marathon. Within 2 days of the marathon ending, the papers were calling it a man-killing event, which, again, nobody died. Olympic Committee members began to call for the marathon to be removed from the Olympic Games. They're like, this is too dangerous, obviously. Mm-hmm. White supremacist and anti-hydration advocate James Sullivan jumped on the bandwagon, even though, according to his book, he did a perfect job and there were no notes. Mm-hmm. God damn it. He began to tell everyone who would listen that 25 miles is too much for the human body to endure. They had to end the race. However, the gambit failed, and the event continued in the 1908 London Olympics. Unfortunately, Sullivan did have one victory, which was banning American women from competing in London, because he was also a misogynist.
Sure. According
to Runner's World, which has the sassiest writers, who I'm obsessed with, quote, that was cold comfort for his racist side. To his chagrin, 1908 would also mark the first Olympic gold medal awarded to a black athlete, John Taylor, who ran on the winning U.S. distance medley relay squad.
Good.
And that fucking got his goat.
Good.
And that was a very brief overview of the fucking weird 1904 St. Louis Olympic Marathon.
Oh my God.
Just... First of all, they couldn't really help that it was all covered with dirt at that time, but that almost immediately killed someone.
Yeah, but also, like, it really seems like they didn't try to do anything organizationally to make this happen. They were just like, here's a length of land, go.
Also, that's basically what they did. They were like, here's how far. Mm-hmm. It's all covered in dirt. We haven't removed any of the rocks, and people will be walking their dog in your path. Also, they were like, we need to show that white Americans, like white men, are the best like humans in the world. And I know that white supremacists literally have no logic. I know this. But they literally only had like 4 people of color in their Olympics to begin with. And only 3 of them were not from the U.S. Yeah. It was stacked with white American men.
Well, the way that a lot of like white supremacists quote unquote prove their point is by being like, okay, look, this white man did this. I'd love to see a black person do this, and then preventing black people from competing.
And then stopping them from doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how they're like, see, no one can do it.
Yeah.
So that's something that historically happens a lot, is that they are like, bet you can't. Literally, you can't. So proved it.
And that proves my point. I'm the best. What the hell?
Yeah.
And this is a really good example of that. But just what a fucking shit show.
Oh
no
my God.
water, giving runners rat poison.
What a trip.
Wild dogs.
My God.
I just love that the person who came in fourth literally showed up after not sleeping for several days and not eating, stole along the way, took a nap
in an apple orchard,
still came in fourth.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. I'm really happy that there are safety checks in place now. I'm happy that there are regulations and that it is much more tightly controlled and that there's more diversity and all that stuff. But I do wish that we could go back, just like put everybody through the same things and see how we do now.
Yeah.
No, I just feel like it'd be funny. But it would have to be like funny people, like white supremacists.
We get a bunch of stand-up comics from New York.
We make them with no
we
practice.
Force the cast of SNL.
And running in the front, Colin Jost. And he's down. Wild dog just ate his face. Scarlett Johansson's gonna be so sad.
I talked to you about the Tough Mudder race.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm going to get some of the facts wrong, but this is something I have a very short bucket list, but this is on my bucket list, is to participate in the Tough Mudder. The Tough Mudder is a
obstacle course race?
Basically an obstacle course race. It was originally designed for, I think, Marines, Green Berets, something like that.
Savannah wanted to do this.
Yeah. And it's effectively like an obstacle course of just silly, like, supervillain torture that you do. It's like a lot of it is running, and then there's also like you have to have like a pool in the ground that has a net over it, and you have to like crawl through upside down and like breathe at intervals and use the net to pull yourself along and everything like that. They have an area that you have to run through, and there are a bunch of exposed wires.
What?
That just, some of them are connected to electricity and some of them are not, and it just shocks you. They have like a polar plunge that you have to like run through ice water and everything like that. Like it's the most ridiculous thing in the entire world. I like the events that they have. They have a maze where they put together a bunch of like bales of hay in like a labyrinth basically, and then they light them on fire.
No!
And you have to race through it while it's on fire.
Hopefully that one is right before the polar plunge.
It's supposed to be like an endurance race basically, and most people like, obviously the people who win are like incredible athletes and everything. Most of the people who enter aren't trying to win though. Yeah. It's just like even getting to the end of it is a huge accomplishment. And they have them all over the United States, maybe all over the world. I don't know. But like it is the most like comically torturous thing in the entire, it really feels like a Looney Tunes level of like just, and they are kitted out with every possible kind of like medical support team that there is. Yeah. Nobody, as far as I know, nobody's ever died. And also my favorite thing about the Tough Mudder, I don't know whether they still do this, but in like 2014 or 15, when I found out about it and when I decided I wanted to do it at some point, if you completed the race, you were guaranteed one free, very cold draft beer at the end of the race. They would just hand it to you when you crossed the finish line.
Oh my God, drinking beer after you
No, I would love that. Ugh. That would be my dream. And also, if you finish the race, they would give you a free tattoo of the Tough Mudder symbol so you could brag about it for the rest of your life. And honestly, I think that rips. I think that's awesome. And I am going to do it someday.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I like that. I would cheer you on.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that race. There's a bunch of really fun themed races. There's the zombie race where people just dress up like zombies and then race to the end.
I am very genuinely afraid of zombies that are fast.
That could be your immersion therapy.
No, that would be...
You are the zombie.
No.
You do have to attack somebody. Oh, that's not great.
You have to eat them?
Yeah. You do have to eat a human during that race. But you get a cold beer at the end. But you get a cold beer at the end and a tattoo that says, I ate human 2024.
I ate you. And it's the number 8.
Aw.
And then a little heart.
LOL. Okay, well, Max,
Hey,
that was my off topic.
that was a really good off topic.
Guys, go look up the 1904 marathon. It's really fun. Tell us what race you would like to run, if there's any fun themed ones that you've been thinking about.
Yeah, if you've done the Tough Mudder, email us. I want to know everything. And
Text
also,
Max a picture of your tattoo. You can text us. You can't send pictures, but you can text us through the link in our show notes. You can also message us on Instagram or TikTok at Sort of the Story. You can email us, sortofthestory@gmail.com. You can join the Patreon at the $3 level in order to get access to the Discord, and you can chat with everybody there. And you can also join at the $7 level if you want bonus episodes of our regular podcast.
and if you want to find all of that information and more, you can go to our website, sortofthestory.com.
www.
You got to put a www at the beginning or else they won't. If you go to your computer and you go to the internet and you type in sortofthestory.com and you don't put a www in front of it, they won't know that you're trying to access an internet website on the World Wide Web.
And they will send the police.
They will, your computer will explode. You will die.
Yeah, so make sure you put the www and you're welcome.
It's important, guys.
Also, rate and review this podcast. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And if you're like, I think I'm going to give it anything else, don't rate and review it. Just tell us you hate us over text.
Yeah.
I'll put it on our stories.
Since
I don't
you
care.
hate us.
All right. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Goodbye.
Bye.
So today we are talking about Ants Canada. And I decided that Ants Canada was my drag name. And I am a hockey player with a deep, dark secret. Which is that I'm full of ants. I'm just a bunch of ants in a hockey player outfit.
Yeah, not full of ants. You are ants.
I'm ants. That's true. It's not a hockey player that ate a bunch of ants, which also is a character worth exploring.
Also a character.
Ants Canada.
I was talking to a friend about drag names and wrestler names, and I came up with a drag name that I really like. I wouldn't want to do it. This wouldn't suit me necessarily, but I think it would be really good to have a drag queen named Mary Lude. Based on the Welsh holiday.
Yeah.
And you have like a big wig that's shaped like a horse skull, and you tell like very raunchy jokes in a shitty Welsh accent.
And you freestyle rap at the audience
Yes.
until they give you their drinks.
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It writes itself.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Ants Canada. Back to Ants Canada.
Let's get back to what's really important here.
And well, no, I like Mary Lou a lot. I was just thinking Ants Canada's slogan could be, you want some ants in your pants?
Oh.
Do you want to fuck ants, yes or no?
No.
Wow. You know he plays hockey, so.
They. Come on.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing.
They play hockey.
That was another thing, is Ants Canada's pronouns are they, them, but also their personal pronoun is we, and that really confuses people. Who think that Ants Canada is just a hockey player.
At the same time, though, most people don't notice because a lot of the times, like, the interviews that they do with the hockey players after the games, it's like, yeah, we gave it our best shot out there, and, we really did everything we could to try and get that thing, get in the goal.
They're like, you won the Stanley Cup, now what? And they're like, we're going to a picnic.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, you and the team? And it's like, no.
I guess the team could come if they want.
Yeah, hey guys, you want to come?
You guys want to bring the sticky pie? They're like, what? One of you bring the watermelon and I'll bring my mouths.
Mouth?
Mouths. All right.